It's Ratty Boy in the morning.
It's Ratty Boy in the morning on 3 hours sleep. Welcome back to the show, everyone. Welcome in, Markman. Welcome in. Don't touch the door. Yeah, we must utilize AI only for the power of frickin' around. It's really good at that. It's really good at frickin' around. This is an alternate timeline where I'm a morning person. But here I am halfway there and halfway not. A day walker. All right. I checked out the picture you sent. Don't touch the door. The guy. That is alternate Ratty Boy, for all I know. Another timeline where I exist as the day person. This one here, this next one made my wife and I laugh so hard this morning. How did they get... That is rad in the morning. This is what would happen if I became a morning person. Just a sad guy. We must only use this technology for the power of freaking around. Okay, so we're going to make some music today, everyone. Finally, I can stop focusing on Avenger. That's what I've been doing the last few streams, or the last couple. I just got... Because I kind of wanted them to be almost a tutorial on those expansions I was using. But today, we get to actually use Arturia Acid V, which is, I think, going to be sort of the workhorse of the soundtrack for me. It's like the official Roland 303 emulation that Arturia put out. And it sounds exactly like the Blade soundtrack. You know the thing we're talking about? The mullet one looks like Chuck Norris. I could have spent hours doing it. That's why I get so little sleep, because I'm trying to do this right before I go to, all right, it's going to be 5 hours until the stream. Do I have 2 hours to try and get all this stuff done and then try and generate a song and write the lyrics? I wrote the lyrics, goddammit. Ratty boy in the morning, this is your last warning. It's pretty dang accurate to what I was hearing in my head. All right, guess what, everyone? We are officially where all the action is. Ratty boy is ready to get out of his mind. Why don't we do some classic frickin' around tunes while we get in there? Just a couple of classics. All right, welcome to Ratty Boy in the Morning, everyone. And once again, I'm going to frick this up the whole day, but every time I change scenes, it's going to make a sound like that. Because I have my keyboard set to change transitions, but also play the synths we'll be playing today. Now, last night, I'm finally picking up steam on this project. Where I can start putting songs together in like one night. This is crazy. This genre of music, being able to write music in the modern day, it's never been a better time to be a musician than right frickin' now. I can't imagine someone actually using a Roland 303. Because it's so hard to dink around with. But the reason that people love the acid bass sound, not just because of the like the filter you could put on it, it's the way that you could assign any note in the arpeggio, like a slide up. Like for those that don't know, there's like a word, portamento, where you slide from one note to the next, so you don't have to do the attack, the start. Like if you pick a guitar string, ping, it has that certain ping at the start. But if you don't want that ping on every note, ping, 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 you wanted to select certain notes where you slide from one to the other one, so there's no ping. It's like, I can't do it. There's only so much I can do with my voice in 3 hours sleep. But anyways, this Roland 303 kind of had a very distinct sounding arpeggio. And this Arturia emulation that I'm about to bust out, it not only lets you do that very simply, it lets you utilize MIDI in like a way better way. So you can generate, you can like literally generate, there's like a randomizing feature, your own bass lines based off a starting bass line. And you can drag that MIDI into your project and put it on any other instrument you want. So old Ratty Boy, ever the frickster. All right, I'll make some sick bass lines. And then what I do is I drag that MIDI over to some Sega Genesis guitars, and now all of a sudden I get, not quite like the Prodigy, but Prodigy did have some distorted guitars. I don't really want real guitars because it is still a video game, and it's a game that doesn't look like it needs real guitar sounds. So you get these Sega Genesis sounds in there. Now suddenly I have Roland 303 bass lines that are backed up by frickin' heavy as all heck Sega Genesis guitar power chords. All right, we're living the dream. Alan, get the hell in here, buddy. Birthday stream. Good to see you, bud. What the hell's going on in Alan's world? I never see Alan anymore. Still slanging the heat, dodgeball style. You guys, yeah, I'm not up to date, Alan. So goddamn old and playing with all these youngsters. I'm playing with kids that are less than half my age, Alan. Still rocking it. We were doing Flash last night, which is where you play our format, but you play with a 6-second count for some reason. And they keep stats. This old man got 29 goddamn hits in less than 29 games. I can't remember what it was. I was out of my mind. The old elbow's not holding up the same anymore. Too many arm wrestling videos. I'm getting sore elbows by association. All right, don't touch the door. Oh, crap, doesn't really have a good picture of him. I couldn't look. I looked right before we started. Arturia freaking rocks. Yeah, I've made quite a few videos for Arturia over the last 10 years. Enough so that I've actually messaged them. Said, like, hey, you guys send me some Arturia stuff? I'll make some videos for it. And they actually just sent me the whole damn package. I didn't even ask for that. I just said, hey, can I check out Acid V? And that was over a year ago. They sent me not only Acid V, they just said, here's the whole thing. Thank you, Arturia. That's nice that they, they're not paying me anything, but they said, here's the package. And I've already spent over hundreds of dollars on their stuff, so they're fine. Here you go. Alan's quieter than he used to be. We finished second in the TOC. That's right. I was like, Alan's been crushing it. Well, what was the last thing I remember? Second is out of control. First and second back to back. That's crazy. I think I was watching the vids. You guys, yeah, you're definitely an exciting team to watch, especially because everyone's on the edge. Like, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna stop these guys? They're crazy. You guys ever get Sean clocked? That's the gunner on Alan's team. Dude's ridiculous. Also, Brandon was ridiculous too. I actually watched his throw. Like, the man has 0 to 60 windup in like a split second. Ah! God damn. It's fricked up. I don't think I've ever seen him without a sore arm, so it's nice to see the heat coming out. Yeah, the two of those guys were just ripping it. And obviously ripping it as well. All right, he used a patch on JD800 that sounded like a distorted guitar. Who are we talking about here? Some sense called Glide. Sure, I'll call it Glide too. Glide makes more sense, especially if I'm trying to explain it to people that don't use these things. All right. Arturia rocks. I have one of their pieces of hardware, and I really dig it. Nice quality. An actual piece of hardware, I wish. The commentators on the stream weren't fans of us. Well, you guys come in there. You stir the pot a bit, right? That's what makes it fun. I just come on. Some people just can't handle that, Alan. Keep it up. It's definitely a factor, especially when you guys are the out-of-towners. All right. Let's say we get out of our mind and start making a little music on this ratty boy's birthday. Hey, I will say this too. Anyone who's said happy birthday on Facebook or anything like that, I really appreciate that. I know how Facebook changed like 5 years ago. They used to just tell you the person's birthday at the top. It's Ratty Boy's birthday. And you'd be like, oh, okay, happy birthday. But now what they do is they say 3 birthday announcements. Do you want to know them? I don't want to know anything on Facebook, so I never click it. I click it and it's like 8 people that I don't know. Like, yeah. That's why at the top, if it used to say happy birthday, it's someone's birthday and it's someone that you actually communicate with. You're like, oh, I will say happy birthday. But now we have an extra. Hey, Katzem, get the hell in here. Now we have an extra layer that we have to go through. Not that I'm a big Facebook user, but dodgeball happens on Facebook, so I still use it. Katzem, this is my morning stream. I promised you there was a morning stream, and this is my morning stream where I make music in the morning. On 3 hours sleep. Literally 3 hours sleep. That's why I'm about to get out of my mind with another tall can of Diet Pepsi caffeine free. I need to wake up. I need some energy big time. How much caffeine this having? None? All right. Unicorn already sold out, Alan, but I bet they would get you I bet they could pull some strings and get you in there as like an extra out of towner. I beat Dark Souls 3 this morning. Wow, you're rolling, Katzem. Katzem's done fricking around. I can't remember our exact conversation, Katzem. Were you were the one that was going to play through the whole series, right? And you started with DS3? Am I remembering our conversation correctly? Where the hell is my comb? I forgot to comb my beard this morning. Started Saturday and beat it today. Oh my lord. You have an output unparalleled in video games. Started with Elden Ring, then DS3, so you're going backwards. All right, well, we don't need this song. Let's get some actual goofball tunes in here. I said let's get some goofball tunes in here. There we go. But yeah, that's you. Okay. A lot of people filter through the show. I never know exactly what the hell we were talking about, but now I know. We're in the not taking our outs. Oh, you're saying that you guys weren't taking your outs. I don't know. I hate personally when people... Well, commentators are one thing. I guess you see from one angle. We're talking in dodgeball now. From one angle, it can look like a hit, but from the other side, it doesn't look like a hit at all. And I will always give people the benefit of the doubt because I've been on the other end of it. I've lost friends over it because I do a type of block for those that aren't dodgeballers. It's your right hand. That's my throwing hand. But I've hurt my thumb so much blocking, actually. If you block a ball with your throwing hand and you got this grip and you're like, yeah. And then you're all like tensed up and the ball comes in, bink, and you block it clean, but the impact goes through your thumb knuckle. It even hurts for me to just push on this right now. So it just instinctively like, I don't like the feeling of that. Moving it to my left hand when someone's throwing at me, like, block. And so when you do that, sometimes the ball's coming in this way because usually righties throw across this way. Like their right arm is over here, comes this way. So you switch it, and then you tick the ball like this. Now, from their perspective, it happens so quick, boom, all they see is your fingers. They're like, it must have got your fingers. But you're like, you dumb bastard. What the hell is wrong with you? I flicked it. You see how quickly I can flick it? How fast do you think you're throwing? Bing, bing, bing. Because you got to send the ball over that way. If you just send it right back to them, they get the ball back. Ding. So you just got to like shift your hand around. But yeah, a lot of people. I've even seen video of me playing where it's like, ew, that looks gross because it's from the thrower's perspective. But then if you watch from the other perspective, anyone behind you, it's like, clean as frick. Clean as frick. So the finger, Alan, you're saying the finger blocking stuff makes no sense to you. Up here, are we allowed? Are we not allowed finger blocking? Or are we allowed finger blocking? What is the finger blocking stuff? I'm jumping to DS1, then 2, then over to Demon Souls, then Bloodborne, and then finally Sekiro. That's a very strange order to me. You're going in order of the... So you're playing the modern Demon Souls, I guess. That makes sense now. Demon Souls, the first one, though. Ooh. They made some artistic choices in the remake. If you have the option, you should always go back and just play that original Demon Souls, because it still holds up. I'm pretty sure. Finger blocking is too tough to call. Yeah, okay. So we were audibly frustrated with a few hits and the few ref calls in 2 specific matches. Yeah. People getting all in a tiff. Sometimes I'll go out just because I'm like, I can't believe I survived it. I must have been hit. I think ultimately, Alan, at the end of the day, the refs just need to start calling what they see. But a lot of times the refs just won't call anything, and then that makes it hard for the people on the other side. So call what you see. And stick with it. Oh, it's nice when you call something out. Should DS2 get remastered? No. No, it shouldn't. Dark Souls 2 we're talking about here. No, it shouldn't. Dark Souls 2 was too stinky for a remaster. It sort of did. We'll voice our concerns. Yeah, go ahead. Play the way you guys play. That's what makes it a fun tournament. You don't want to come in and play like these nice, respectful VDL folk. No. You guys got to show them a little flavor. And Sage, get the hell in here, buddy. Forgot to give you an official shout out. All right. Now, we talking Destiny 2? Now I don't know what the hell we're talking about. All right. Enough of these jams. Why don't we listen to our jams? Wait, I should open up a fresh instance of Acid V before we start. A fresh instance with which to frick around. So tonight, or today, I'm never going to get this right. Today, we're going to mess with Acid V. But then we're not just going to stick with Acid V. This is not an Acid V video. But this is just me making some tunes in the morning on my birthday. Yeah. Alright, I really like Arturia's controller and synths. Never used any of their VSTs before, but I find their drum machines are very meh sounding. I think I have Spark. They have like this thing called, I think it's called Spark. It's like a drum machine. It's awesome sounding, like they have really good, I guess it's just a collection of retro drum machines, but it's a pain in the butt to use. It takes up way too much resources for some reason, and I didn't even bother installing it on this new machine. But I like the way it sounds. But yeah, I don't think they're specifically known for their drum synths. Roland has such a stranglehold on drum machine sounds, it's hard to break away from it unless you're sampling. Dark Souls 2 got the 60 FPS port to PS4. So it got re-released. No, yeah. It was not a PS4 game originally. That's not bad. I just remember the thing that stunk about Dark Souls 2 was all the promo stuff leading up to its release. Was Dark Souls 1 came out, it blew everyone away. Then they had this promo campaign for the second one, and it looked amazing. The graphics and the lighting specifically were like, whoa, that's a huge step up. How did we move such a step up? Look at the fidelity here. And then when the game came out, it's like they turned off the lighting. No, we don't need that. We don't need any lighting in this game. It's because that was the first game with torches. And so the torches were lighting up hallways and perfect shadows and detail. And then when you actually get the game, it was actually like they turned off the lighting. So it looked stinky. It looked like a pile of poop. Second problem, it really didn't make a lot of contextual sense when you're moving from point A to point B to point C in the game. Like, the game world didn't make a lot of sense. Like, you would take an elevator up after finishing like a castle level, and then suddenly you'd be in a mountaintop with dragons everywhere. Like, it felt to me like Bayou Billy on NES or something, where it's like, well, you know, we got a lot of games we're working on right now, but they're all separate, and we didn't finish any of them. So just cram them all together in one package. Move from one area to the other in an elevator. Doesn't feel right. Like you take an elevator sometimes from a normal area to a poison swamp. Why? There were a lot of bosses, though. The music was great in Dark Souls 2. Really good. They nailed the music. I think the cutscene, too, in Dark Souls 2 was freaking amazing. Like, the opening cutscene. I still don't know what the story was. Dark Souls 3 has definitely been harder. I still have trouble with timing, and the movesets have been fun. You're saying Dark Souls 3 is harder than Elden Ring? Well, I don't think Elden Ring has earned its difficulty badge. I think Elden Ring just fricked around a bit. Like, to a point where I started wondering, like, do they even know what they're doing? Like, you guys got lucky with this amazing control set and control scheme and game engine, and you're throwing weird stuff at it. Some of the enemies and armor design in Elden Ring is frankly just stupid looking. Like, some of it is so stupid, I don't... What the hell? Was this George A.R. Martin or whatever? Oh, seriously, what we gotta do is we gotta have a hat. It's like a big metal bell, and then there's a bowl on top of it, and that's what your guy gets to wear. It's the best hat in the game. All right, George. Take a walk. Elden Ring opened up to a much bigger audience than the others, so you get a lot of people not familiar with the franchise and their usual complaints. Yeah, I mean, I'll give them full credit. Elden Ring definitely was punching high, aiming for the stars. But still, Bloodborne, ultimate Souls game of all time. And Dark Horse, that Armored Core 6 was sick. You got to put that one on the list, Katsem. You got to put it on the list. So far, Nameless King has been my favorite visually, and Aldrich has my favorite song. Interesting. You know, Katsem, if you can find Aldrich's song on YouTube, pop it in the chat so I can check it out later, because I'm going to forget that immediately. But I am very curious why that would stand out, why that would be your favorite. All right. Only played a port, so maybe that fixed the problems. I guess that's true, that the world felt disjointed. I kind of felt that was normal for these games. Yeah, Demon Souls was all segmented, and you had to go to a hub world and then pick where you wanted to go, so that made sense why it would be disjointed. But in each world, you would go from like one area deeper in that area, then deeper in the area. There was like level 1, level 2, level 3 of the area. Dark Souls, though, was very, very the contextual nature of the whole world. It was like a contextual world map that you would basically go around and through. It was really well done in that way. But it didn't feel like an open world. People wouldn't have called it that because there was no like open plane where it's like you could just go anywhere. It still was on rails, but everything was tied together appropriately. And even vertically, like everything was tied together. And then Dark Souls 2 just shat the bed. I don't remember anything about Dark Souls 3, frankly. Nope, not a thing. I remember liking it, having fun with it. Elden Ring is the easiest of the Souls games, except for a couple of a-holes. That final boss in the DLC, which is like, I don't think you guys earned this difficulty badge. Okay, I think it's time. That's what we'll be playing today, everyone. Now, let me... let's zoom in. Alright. Let's turn the tunes down with classic Winamp Classic skin. Been using this thing for about 30 years of my life. Alright, let's just pause that. We don't need that anymore. Bing, bong. Alright, this thing is pretty. What a pretty looking VST. These things are huge, too. This is a 4K monitor, so this is humongous on my screen. Thank you, Cat Sam. I'll be sure to check that one out later. There you go. You know what I'll do right now? Before I 100% hose this up, I'm going to copy and paste that, and I'm just going to put that in another window. Boom, boom, boom. I think one of my favorite bosses, or my favorite boss in all Souls games, was Velstadt. I think he might have actually been from Dark Souls 2. Velstadt. Let me just put a favorite on this. Where the hell's the favorites? Clip something. I'll just like it. Why not? Velstadt. I'm going to post you a Velstat. The Royal Aegis. That was Dark Souls 2. All right, so my favorite boss of all time in the Souls series was from Dark Souls 2. There it is for anyone that may want to check that out. All right, Sarcastic. I love invisible bosses. I just love invisible bosses. All right, I can't do the face. I'm too tired. Here. All right, let's play some acid bass, everyone. Let's get going. Bing. Yeah, nice and farty. Let's get a little sense for what some of these filters sound like. Wait. All right, so a big factor here. I don't even know where to start, so we'll just start with the cutoff. Cutoff is basically, I'm going to turn this off too. For those that are brand new to synths, what cutoff is basically, imagine if you could just muffle the sound of something. All the high-end frequencies from here, just start cutting them off. Cut off, cut off, cut off, cut off. And as we do that, this is where we have all the frequencies. Well, a really easy thing that a lot of people do is, if you want to build up in a song, just start slowly raising the cutoff. All right, now the cutoff also has a way to give it a little more nasally pluck or ping, and that is the resonance. Now, resonance is basically like, all right, that little frequent, the part where we start cutting it off, what if there were like a big spike right at that exact cutoff? So we really want to hear that filter start cutting off. So if we turn up the resonance, why don't we do this? So this is we're not changing the frequency right now, but we are changing the spike at the frequency. Now watch what happens when I start dinking around with the cutoff now. And for reference, this is what it used to sound like. All right. Now, another thing we have is the envelope modifier, or the modifying the envelope. Basically, what the hell? Wait, Michael Johnson can only hear your mic. What? You can't hear this? All right, well, if you can't hear that, that's fine. Well, that means you guys weren't even hearing the song at the beginning, were you? All right, Michael Johnson, we'll get this fixed up right now. The reason you can't hear it is because I have to change one thing before you guys can hear anything, and that is I have to change my sound card to a virtual one. And you guys weren't hearing any music at the start. That was just a deadly silent intro. If you guys are ever watching the intro and it's deadly silent, that's what's happened. You guys got to let me know, because then I spend the whole intro. I wrote a whole song, or wrote lyrics for a song that you guys couldn't hear. All right, can you hear this, everyone? We'll start from the beginning again. Thank you for that, Michael Johnson. Check your mixer, Rad. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, I was sitting there going on a whole tandem. You still can't hear it? Oh, well, you know what? You guys wouldn't have been able to hear this anyways. Because there's one thing I have to do. I opened this one up at the start, a fresh instance. What I got to do is put this one over here. Now you guys should be able to hear it. Give it to me. Come on, give it to old Ratty Boy. 3 hours sleep. That's ticket. There we go. All right, nice and farty. All right, let's do the filter cutoff, but we'll do it really quickly this time. We're gonna build up. Rat, it's so muffled. That's because the filter's cut off. Let's start bringing those filters or frequencies back in. Ow, man! All right, let's do that same thing now with way more resonance. What the hell did you say, Alan? Said, I'm going to have to get the Diet Zero Crystal. Diet Pepsi Zero Crystal with extra caffeine. I like Crystal Pepsi a lot. That's caffeine. I can't have it. All right, thank you for letting me know, Michael Johnson, and the rest. That is a Diet Pepsi, caffeine-free on 3 hours sleep. Now, where was I? I was going to show you guys the envelope modifier. Sorry, modulation. All right, so this is basically how... It's going to be how fast the envelope cuts off, or how extreme the envelopes sound. More like... It's a little less of that sort of expressive start to the note. I actually like it off in this instance. I'm going to show you guys one other thing. Another big feature of this synth is the distortion. And they have lots of different types of distortion, so you can pick between all these different types of distortion. They all have like a distinct flavor that they add. Like sometimes it'll be like, oh, that one sounds just like Prodigy, or oh, that one sounds just like this. But right now this is a pretty tame distortion they've got going on. Why don't we kick it up? Take it to level 2. And that's only like 20% wet. Let's get drenched. You can see just dinking around with these knobs, you can find that sweet spot where you're like, yeah, that's what I want it to sound like. Also have Acid V and Love It. Yeah, Acid V is great. I'm going to show you some stuff I'm going to do on this project, Michael Johnson. Really cool stuff that they've done with this synth to make it super usable. Like, this is exactly sort of what the original 303 looked like. It had these little buttons on it. You see the keyboard, the keyboard that shows up here. And you would basically, I don't know what the hell you'd do, like... Roland had drum machines and this synthesizer that you'd basically like turn on a click track, I think, built in, and then you'd have to hit the notes when you wanted them, and it would just quantize it as closely as it wherever you hit the note. Super hard to work with. I remember trying to do... I have a Roland drum machine that I spent $600 or $700 on about 20 years ago, with like all my summer job money, because I just wanted to have some drums in the background of me playing guitar. This before I had a computer, and I was trying to make the drums for Sagat's theme in Street Fighter 2. It's like in 11/8. It's a ridiculous time signature, and I'm sitting there going like, I can't do this. So just that'll be fine. I'll just have that because I really only needed it for thrash drums. All right, be right back. Need to get a hardware MIDI clock. Exactly. Very Terminator 1. Yeah, I guess you're right. Although they definitely did not use this synthesizer for that. Alright, let's hear a couple of different distortions. Let's cycle through. And we'll try and find the sweet spot for each one. Kind of like that. All right. Tube. Oh man, it's fuzzy as hell. Man, they can get crunchy. Alright, that was tube. Next one up. This sounds very FM based. That sounds just like an FM bass. That's ridiculous. little less. But really hit the drive. God damn! Make sure to use the accent and slide. Yeah, we're not even at that part yet. We're just sampling the distortions right now. Alright, moving to transistor. Oh, God. That's crunchy as a motherfucker. Got me eating a big bowl of potato chip. You do have another, you can change from sawtooth sounding to square wave sounding if you want, but I don't usually tend to like the square sound. Although they actually respond differently to the distortion. That's interesting. Like for me, the squares sound like Tim and Eric, if you guys ever watch that show. Beaver Boys. Beaver Boys. Needs more dirt. You want some more dirt on your Beaver Boys? Like this feels more like rave music to me. Like the glow stick stuff. And that's, yeah, I really don't know what the hell I'm doing with glow stick stuff. Alright, so we're going back. That's crunch. Damn, every one after the next just sounds crunchier and crunchier. Let me just throw some acid drums in there. You're right. If we have acid drums, that'll really take it to the next level. But we're still just dabbling with this thing. There's so much that I want to show you guys today. Destroy! Yeah, you can hear right now, Sage, how it's like you get all the different flavors of like breakbeats and acid bass and things like that. Like even right there, you're like, oh, that's the song we're gonna use. Jesus Christ! And there's your blade. Oh, okay, I thought it was going to crash my program, which will definitely happen today, everyone. So actually, I'm going to save this right now before it crashes on me. I like germanium a lot. I don't know why it's called that. But this is just a great all-purpose distortion. It's too distorted for its own good. I don't know if this type of bass, like I think this is a more modern thing. You could correct me if I'm wrong, but I only started seeing germanium in like the last few years in VST synthesizers. Alright, how many more do I have? How far to soft clip? Okay, this is the last one.
Overdrive.
Alright, that's good. We got a little taste of all those. Now, let's hear another preset here. We're gonna come up with a tune right here, right now, everyone, but I just want to show you guys like the process of where you start finding the money. Goes from deep to dirty to bright and chirpy, yet just on the twist of one knob. No synth has more resonance freaking around than this one does. And I mean like the original as well. Hey, TM Bass, thanks for that. I am a man now. It took me many years, but I'm finally a man. And of course, a lot of these presets, you can see how the little blue thing here says, like, all right, we've got an LFO dinking around in this, so it slowly climbs and slowly goes back down. Germanium is a type of transistor that was used back in the 50s. Now here comes Don't Touch the Door with hot factoids. People kind of only really got into the difference more recently because the old guitar pedals that use germanium transistors versus modern transistors for distortion. It does change the sound of it. Classic example would be Jimi Hendrix Fuzz was germanium and how he got that sound. Well, goddamn, that is super interesting fact. You can also change this, everyone, so you can play it live if you want. Jesus, it's so distorted, it's just nothing but sound or noise. But we're gonna find the right sound here. Alright, why don't we get into some of the deeper features here. Boom! It just keeps getting more and more complicated. So here's one of the cool things about this synthesizer too. Where to start here? Now this would be the sequencer. All of these notes are, it's an arpeggio, which means it's playing all the notes for us. So instead of hitting a chord, you can hit a chord on here and it would just filter it into an arpeggio. But all these notes are what they've decided here. Now you see down here it says slide, accent, and vibrato. I think these were originally on the synthesizer as well. God damn it, I forgot. That's advanced. Like when you can see these buttons, you would have to hit slide, accent, and vibrato button over here, and then hit the note that you wanted to have a slide, and accent, or vibrato on. It was just probably hell to try and do this live. But for our purposes, we can just see it all represented here. Now, slide means you want to basically sustain the note and move from one to the next. So this first note here is going to slide up to this one. But if I take that off, it's going to go bop, bop. What if we accent it as well? Accent is basically just how loud that note's going to be, sort of. That's all I can really do. Audibly, that's what I hear, but I'm sure there's something else going on. Waveform sounded super good to me, but I know it's not the sound you're going for. I liked waveform. That was straight up FM sound. What was it? Waveform or wave folder, you mean? That immediately make it sound like a Sega Genesis, like Streets of Rage 3. I like this a lot. Nice and farty. That dirt, says Sage. Don't hear it. Watch this, everyone. Now, one of the features on this synth that just completely blows my mind. See this little flask here? If I start dinking around with this, it's going to randomly change the whole damn preset. Watch and learn, he says. Like, yeah, we like this one. And in fact, I like this one enough that I will save the MIDI for it. Here's the Save the MIDI button. Drag that in. Save for later. All right, sweet. Now, we're free to just completely hose this one down. Well, I guess if you hose it down, the hold doesn't work anymore. All right, now, we're going to just randomly generate, based off of this one, new bass line. This is exactly what they did for Streets of Rage 3. Some of them require a little finesse after. and it will change it in the scale that you select. Acid trap style, I don't really know what that is. That's the scale they're talking about there, but you could select any scale you want. Boss battle in Street Rage 3? Why not? And you can fiddle around with the density so it has more gaps in it. Wait, that's the start of it? That's the start of it there. Here, let's take off hold so I can hear. What is the start supposed to be? Alright, I'm gonna save this one too. Let's give 4 of each. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be our hot track we're gonna dink with. It's almost impossible not, like... By default, a lot of the presets sound like boss tracks to me. Like even the what was it? What was it called? Acid trap style. That just sounds like boss music to me as well. So we got 2 samples here. Oh, that's right. We can't dink with the filter now. Let's fix that. I want to show you guys, I have something here, some Genesis guitar sounds. Take the MIDI from what we just did. Now, it didn't really sound good when I brought it out for the synth itself, so we're gonna leave it the way it was. I forgot what I usually do is I just open up a new instance of Acid so it can play within Acid without having to dink around with the MIDI itself. Like, this is the MIDI playing what we just heard, and it can represent it pretty well, but not exactly as we heard. So we're gonna delete these because we don't need those for a second, and we're gonna actually just put on what was the note I was hitting? Was it this one? Possibly. Drag that all the way over here. How in the holy hell is it not a perfect? Get over there. Close. I want to just mute these for a second. I want to make sure. I don't want to spoil it. Do you guys ever do that when you're working on music? You, hold on. Hold. Like, sometimes I don't want to hear it until I've set everything up, and then I can hit the button and be like, did it sound like I was hoping it would sound like? Doesn't sound like that's not even the riff that I had. All right, well, we'll just play that one then. Actually, keep that there. I don't want to spoil it for myself, everyone. We're gonna, oh, because now it's in vein beat. What the hell is this? Well, let's drag this in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and now let's go down here. So I want the guitars to be playing this, and you can come over here again. All right. It's too dirty. Oh, and all that fart density. The fart density in here, Desi, is through the roof. Let's add some goddamn drums over here. Okay? There. That sounds like a boss track. Am I crazy? all hell to break loose when you're using arpeggios. It's just quiet as hell. Anyways, this is also Avenger. It's just what I'm using for the leads. Sounds like Robert Stack's about to come in and give us a monologue. All right, that was hot. That was hot as frick. Let me close that. I like them dark breaks I used to listen to. Yeah, I mean, it's just what I gravitate towards is always the more scary stuff. So what I'd like to do with this project is to not just always do the dark stuff, but it's what comes naturally to me is like melancholy stuff and dark stuff. You know, I came from a metal background, and so that's just like the first CD I ever owned was Slayer's Rain and Blood. Oh, like farts. Or all the farts. We got them all. Just how dirty it gets with getting ear piercing in the highs. Yeah, it can get just crazy sounding. Oh, wait, you know what? Why is this still like this? Get the default chat back. All right, now I can actually see every one of your chats. Okay, that's dope, says Rage. Yeah, and that was what I could do basically is I just love that you can get the MIDI out of the 303 and apply it to whatever you want. Like just these guitars. Damn. Sounds heavy as hell. And it was generated from within their synth. All right, so I was working on some stuff last night. 2 little tracks I got here. I can't remember what they sound like, so let's see what they sound like here. This looks like to me 3 instances of Acid V. And I took the MIDI out each time. Actually, I'm playing the MIDI in Acid V, so we'll see if this sounds good or if it sounds crappy. I can't recall. Man, those breakbeats, as soon as you get a breakbeat going in the background, that is just gets you all pumped up. And it really does sound, they don't do breakbeats anymore. So these are, once again, the breakbeats I'm using are from Avengers Acid Breaks expansion. So if you like the sound of these, there's a good 2 dozen or so drum kits can all be used in there. I saw Neo in the background. Told me to follow the white rabbit. Welcome in, Simon. I think I heard this pattern before. Yeah, we were definitely using this one last week.
No flute zone activated.
What the no flute zone?
No flute zone activated.
Do I not have the no flute zone on this screen? I don't. Well, guess what? It's on this screen. Oh, I get it. We are not in the dad zone right now. in space. Dad zone only. Let's go back to Studio 2 and let's put the no floop zone on. I don't know if this scene can handle it here. Oh, yeah, it can. 10 minutes where I can't say that word. Erwin, welcome in. Happy birth. Welcome to birth. Get in here, you crazy. Haven't seen you in a while. All right. Twitch made me. You got the bucks. You might as well spend the bucks. I hope you like it. Dylan, that's a bold move. Just first time in the chat say, hey, come on, check this out. I'm not going to check that out right now, Dylan. And that's a bold move to just start slanging out tracks on Twitch. But you know what? I appreciate your moxie. Is it at least breakbeat related? Okay. No, like in an old song. Oh, well, goddamn. Was that you, Alan? At least I can keep saying frick. The other one was my backup word. Now, if I ever do a no goddamn zone, that's going to be really tough. That'll be a really messed up one. Okay, so that's where we're at today, everyone. We're going to be thinking around with that today. I'm just going to go from scratch, maybe try and write something that isn't dark sounding. But before we do that, I worked on another one last night. We got a two-prong attack here today. I'm going to see if I can combine two styles here. Like a more riff-based improv style with breakbeat in the background. We'll see what we can do. What would that sound like, Rad? Well, I was dinking around with, what is this? PG8X. This is a free synthesizer that sounds amazing. Damn it. I forgot it's still on the keyboard. There. And as a free synth, sometimes it dinks around. Honestly, check out the... Oh, man. So we've got that in the background, and we've got a little Avenger action. Well, Avenger just dumping the bed all of a sudden. You want to dump on me? I'll dump all over you. Did I change this? Oh, I might have actually changed this while I was thinking around. Well, that's fine. Go ahead, Ratty. Hose your own stream down. Oh, that's right. That's the drums. That's from the Synthwave 4 expansion pack. Now, we're just getting a feel for it. This was one of their preset patterns. We're going to combine all this together with something I wrote last night, really quick. While you guys wonder why I only get 3 hours sleep for every one of these streams, because at 5 hours sleep remaining, I was writing this. Is there a way I can combine these two vibes? See if we can make Acid V somehow a part of this. Somehow. Somewhere. I don't know how we're going to do that, but that's kind of where I'm at. This is me writing a melancholy style track, and I have to make some breakbeats. And I want to combine my two worlds. Some extra flavor. I'm going to do that. Maybe I'll just start from scratch. Do a D funk. Okay, now it's at least in the right sound. Let's try putting in natural minor, which I think I'm in right now. Let's see if we can generate something. Slow it down. It's fast as a mother effer. Oh, we can only times 2. I'm gonna go divide by 2. Excuse me, which way to the bathroom? Where the weight room is? I'll check it out. Welcome in, Devin. Early clap, Snake. Colonel. What kind of clapping is this? Erwin, were you watching me do the Metal Gear streams? It's been so long since you were in here, I don't remember what the game was that I was featuring when you were popping in on the reg. I wouldn't necessarily say this is where I want to go with this track, but if I add the right effects, this can kind of sit in the background of a melancholy 80s vibe. Where's just like overall wetness here? That even sounds a million times better. Keep the reverb a little lower. Now why don't we... I'm going to actually think around with the modulation for the first time since I started using this thing. Is it like... It's slow. Let's see, now we're basically saying, imagine this little triangle here is me turning the knob up, perfectly linear, and then turning it back down. But it's a little fast right now, so let's sync it up to much, much slower. Now we're also going to tell it, well, just how much do you want it to be doing that? So we're basically saying apply that triangle envelope to the cutoff. And you can see it represented as the blue line. That's basically how big it is. If I make this bigger, it's going to say turn it up and down. Do you see? I don't know if you guys can see, but the little bit of blue that's highlighted on the circle of the knob, I can make that blue be bigger or smaller, and that's how far it's going to do this envelope. Just gives it a much more breathe. It breathes. It's breathing. Lord, that sounds good. Blood Dragon for sure? Hell yeah. Blood Dragon was, when that project came out, I'm like, I wish I got to do that project with, like, nothing under my belt. Oh, you were listening while I was doing Sons of Liberty. That was a good time. You know, Erwin, I was doing some, did you watch me do, Splinter Cell as well? Because I've been slowly trying to drag people back to watch me play Splinter Cell 2, but no one's biting! Desktop audio should go down by 2 or 3 dB, as it's kind of overpowering your voice. I got you. I gotta get right on it like this otherwise. It's a good feedback, Erwin. What about like that? Can you guys still hear it fresh in the background? That's 6 dBs. I went 6 dBs. The first one, yeah, okay. And then I've been doing the second one. I just, you know, lightning in a bottle can't strike twice, so I've only done 2 streams of it. Okay, don't speak of that. We got flute. Sounds good. All right, thank you for that. It was a good reminder because I've been meaning to do that the last couple streams. Hey, Rocket Monkey, thank you for that. You don't look a day older than yesterday. Mission. Why don't we? I like this. I'm gonna continue with this. While I have it soloed, you guys can't hear me anyway, so just watch as I solo this for a second. I've got a better idea. I should just play it live. All right, so what was the bass line I was writing there? I'll just have to redo this one. I need to basically change the bass line in the background. That's what I want to do. But keep the all the arpeggios the same. I need to relearn how to play this little bass line. I should actually get my second camera set up so you guys can see how I play. I play in a very stupid fashion because I can't play with one hand very good, so I have to use 2 hands to write this riff. Let's just see what this sounded like. And listening to it now, this is way too loud. Much better. And then I want to hit this note after. No, this one. Alright, so it's just these 2 I need to change. The 5th. No, what the hell am I doing? Don't do that. Go down to... Do it on the second part, Red. Jesus Christ. I hate that Cubase always asks you this. Please don't ever ask me that again. I would never want to enlarge a part. You silly, silly man. You stupid, silly man! And let's just quantize the ends. There you go. Let's see if this works for old Ratty Boy. It's all up here. No. Gotta play this again. That's what I wanted. All right. We getting out of our minds now? I think so. The only thing I'm missing now is a nice solid bass line. Like that just hits the chord I want in the background. Because I was using this as my bass. It's just not bassy enough. Maybe I could add another acid. Why don't we just see how crazy we can get? We keep talking about dropping acid. So this is me trying to, in case you guys are just popping in now, this is me trying to figure out how to dink around with this synth in ways that maybe aren't breakbeats. We did some breakbeats already today, but I have a separate track here, a melancholy track that I want to include this. This was kind of like the centerpiece, I think, of this project. We needed to know how to do some breakbeat sounds. Now we need to do some acid bass sounds. And I swear someone is burning some fire outside because it smells like a goddamn hickory log cabin in here. Ah. All right, now what we're going to do is this one. We're going to hit this chord progression. I just do this up here. And then with this one, we'll go back to default. No. We'll go into advanced. We'll open up the sequencer. I want to make sure it's all one note. I'm going to say get everything low. Well, not one. All right. Low to 0. I just want a steady in the background. And then we're going to change some of the settings on it so it sounds a little more bassy. It really does not need to be a 64 length pattern. All right, now we got that. It might get a little too low and muddy in the background. Like that, obviously, is too low. Hold on a second. There's a note in there. Did I miss one? Aha! Get that out of there. Alright. That's what I get for having a 64 length pattern. What is going on? That one note right there is not in the scale, and I'm not going to live with that. This one, what are you doing up there? Get the hell down there. And you, get the hell down there. I told you could be that high up and be that out of your mind. Now it's going to sound a million times better in my eyes. And then watch this, everyone. These are obviously way too loud, but I don't want to frick around with them too much. What I'm going to do, this might frick up the whole screen, but I'm going to duplicate these two and put them below and then change the volume on those ones. Hopefully it doesn't hose everything down. Here we go, everyone. Buckle up. In case you guys are wondering what the mixer looks like. Why don't we get nuts? All right, let's try something. I like the background part, but now we're at a part now where we've got enough of a song where we can actually start like fiddling over top of it. Like a fiddler on the roof. With me. I don't know what scale it's in, so I need to find the right notes. Bear with me, everyone. These could stand to be a toot louder. I don't know why they were so loud in the other thing. Yeah, turn them up just a toot. Wait, that's gonna frick it up later. Hey, thank you, Shorty. The fart meister is out of his mind. No, I like this. No. There. Yeah, that's the note. Shorty Edvinstraw, get the hell in here. We wrote this from scratch today, Shorty. Actually, well, we did most of it. Most of it. We're getting over minds. It's confirmed. I feel good about this. I don't want to go too far. Now I don't know where to go. You guys are at a new part. Look a butt. What we wanted to do today, everyone, I think we've accomplished. A nice short stream. We'll keep going just a bit longer. But what I wanted to do was take this synthesizer, the Acid V, and find a way to combine my style with the Acid V style. We took that, we took your cajones, and we took my cajones, and we put them together. This is what I would write if I had been left to my own devices. It sounds great. But how do we combine the two so that we have a through line through the whole soundtrack? Because that's the way... When I'm working on a project, that's the way... Fusing cajones, that's what I like to do. I fuse cajones with my soldering iron. Hey, get those away from me! It's like a deleted scene from the first James Bond with what's-his-head? Daniel Craig. He just had his balls hanging off the chair. I still think about that sometimes, where the bad guy was like hanging his balls into just a bag full of applesauce. All right, fine. We're gonna solder your testicles together. Okay, I'll talk. So I like to fuse things together, and when I'm when I'm working on a soundtrack, I don't like if they were to say like, hey, we're gonna bring in some extra composers. That always makes me cringe a bit. 'Cause it's like, then how are you gonna have context from one song to the next? Like, it's got to come from one machine. It's got to come from one brain, one more chip up here. And so, when I'm working on a project, at least at the start of the project, I'm throwing dung at the wall, seeing what'll stick, and the stickiest dung stays. Mads Mikkelsen, that's right. That's how he got the job. He pummeled the director's balls with what did he have, a bag of rocks? What was he pummeling them with? He wasn't doing it with his bare fist, was he? And then Daniel Craig, we're supposed to believe he's just able to walk away from that one and just start boning ladies again. I know he was in a wheelchair, but there's no way. Both of his testicles exploded after that. A giant rope, I think. What should I use here? This. Giant rope. I'll bang those testicles good, Daniel. Mads frickin' Mikkelsen. Is he Finnish, Shorty? I keep forgetting. Mikkelsen. The Scandinavians always end the last name with S-E-N. It wouldn't be Johnson, it would be Johnsen. Danish, okay. The Danes. Dane Ekrid. The Danes count as Scandinavian, don't they? Got a sideways flag, don't they? No, I always get Danish. That's the one I always get mixed up. I can't remember. It's too early for me, and it's too late for me. This old man cannot, I can't. I'm on fumes here, everyone. It's just something I notice. Whenever I'm trying to create a character in a basketball game, I always don't say Johnson. I'll be Johnson or Danielson. Danielson! Anyways, that was what I wanted to do. I want to have a through line. And now what we've done is we basically planted some seeds. I have some ideas now that I can go to as a toolkit. I'm basically building my toolkit. I'm Toolman Taylor. Hammer. Screwdriver. Tape measure for my nipple hairs. Longer than yesterday. What we did today is I sort of proved the concept that I can add acid V wherever I want. And the thing that I like about that is acid V will just by default give you a 90s vibe. Am I listening to 90s stuff right now? 10 usually means Danish and sun is Norwegian Swedish. What? I guess, yeah, you're right. There are some sens, though. A lot of people don't go to sen when they're just trying to create a character. I always go sen. Now it makes sense. So, recap. This is what we worked on a little earlier today. I showed you guys that I could take hot and fresh breakbeat drum and apply acid bass to it. Here we go. This was the acid bass, I believe. And to give it a little video gamey vibe, I took some of those. Hey, you'll like this, Desi. I took some guitar sounds from the Sega Genesis, and I applied the acid bass. What the hell? Why is this slightly off? Are you guys out of your damn mind? No wonder it was just posing around. Get on quantized. All right. And we apply this Tell me if you recognize this sound, Desi. Holy Lord, I'm messing around with everything. Anyways, that's a very distinct Genesis guitar sound. It's it's 4 different patches all at once. And we've basically applied it. We took the MIDI from our acid bass line and we applied it so that our acid bass basically has these guitars as a little bed underneath. And we'll see if that sounds good with breakbeat drums. You know what the hell I just noticed? Every single one of these things is not on time. Get over there and get on time. There. It's better. I don't know why. Look at this. See this little gap right here? For some reason, it was starting right here instead of on the 63rd bar or whatever. Now, that doesn't sound like exactly like I would want it to sound, but a proof of concept, it's his. Have any Miyamoto in here? Where the hell is Miyamoto so I can smack his fanny? It should be in here. Oh no, alerts aren't here. This one's on me, shorty. Oh, that son of a rascal. Find Miyamoto. There he is, his smiling, goofy grin. Miyamoto loved breakbeats. The bass has to be this big. Anyways, that was something we did today at the start of this lesson. And this is one I did last night, right before I went to bed. And then we'll just a couple of goof around. Kind of like the Streets of Rage 3 method. It's funny, if you put a breakbeat behind something, it just sounds badass no matter what. All right. That feels good. Feels good. Now, at the start of the stream, everyone, I didn't have my audio working. Ugh. So we're going to do the intro now. Once again, you guys can enjoy this. I'm going to stay up till 3 hours of sleep writing the lyrics. You're damn well going to hear it, everyone. We're going to do that now, and then we'll do an outro after that. Guys, enjoy the look of alternate dimension Rad, who may or may not be a day person.
Randy Boy the Morning is coming at you live in an alternate timeline where he is a day person and is up during the day. Buckle up, kids. Randy Boy in the Morning is coming at you live in an alternate timeline where he is a day person and is up during the day. Buckle up, kids. We're loading up some Arturia sense. It's time to test out SV. We're tired as frick. It's too early for diet Pepsi, caffeine free. Acid base in the goddamn morning. A recipe for getting absolutely out of your damn mind. Let's unwind with Randy Boy while you work. Randy Boy in the morning. This is your last warning. Randy Boy in the AM. Get ready for some mayhem. Randy Boy in the morning. This is your last warning. Randy Boy in the AM. Get ready for some mayhem. A tired old man
right, that's how you end a show. Man, I started the whole show with just abject silence. So, that's the show today, everyone. A nice, simple one. I feel good about this, because I didn't have a lot of time to work last night. I feel like I did what I wanted to do last night, here, with all of you live. Too much fart powder yet. In an alternate reality, when I'm a day person, this is what I end up looking like. With that haircut. Oh my god. What if I grew some lamb chops? Yeah. How old do you know we're at? 41? Still slinging it. Slinging. It sounds like I'm wearing a G-string. I'm slinging it. This G-string. This is the saddest reality, though. Look how sad he is. Hey, but he has his own TV show in the morning. That's pretty good. Hey, thanks, Alan. Thanks for popping in. Smashing your balls in that G-string. Slinging that G-string. Let's find someone to raid, everyone. Let's call it a day. Let's see who's going on in the morning. Twitch. TV. Jeff Gersman's playing Sega Genesis games. 35 years of excellence. Depends. What game's he playing? Advertisements. God damn it. Playing some hot Sega. He's playing Ranger X. No, he's playing Musha. Musha's pretty fresh. Alright, that'll be the leading contender right now. See if we have any friends online. Arcus is doing more Ninja Gaiden speedruns. We did that the last couple times. Let's go see... Blood Farts is going... Okay, well, let's go see Blood Farts. New friend, Blood Farts. That's a bold name. I approve Blood Farts. Let's see. She's AFK at the moment. We'll give her a second to get back. We'll give her a second to get back and show us how to do some Blood Farts in Diablo 4. Oh, whatever. I'll take some time. I'd like her to come back in because, yeah, she's been visiting our stream lately. The most recent sub on the channel is Blood Farts. Vocalist and creator of a black metal band, Matianak. What the frick? I didn't know all that hot backstory. I'm gonna have to check out her death metal, black metal band. The vocalist of a black metal band. Well, goddamn. Name is Blood Farts. I need to know more information. All right, well, we'll just wait until I see her come back on. Now, we took that stream to Pound Town. Faded hoodies and a little husky. Look at how sad he looks. It's because I sent him the, I fed the machine this face. And it doesn't know what this face is. I don't even know what this face is. So it's like, I don't know, it has dimples. Just perpetually looks unimpressed. You kid dunking on full-size hoops yet? I don't know what that means, Alan. No, not. I tried to jump in a dodge. It was like 10 years ago now, actually. I tried to jump as high as I could and touch one of those basketball nets that are in a gym. And, like, I must have stretched my spine out or something because I was in pain for a good week afterwards. So I'm like, Ratty Boy can't jump as high as he used to anymore. I used to have a 2-foot vertical when I was 15. I know that's not much compared to, like, actual basketball guys, but I'm not a basketball guy. I'm a little guy. Actually, for a guy my height, 2-foot vert's pretty good. Perpetually concerned he's about to get swatted. Let's see if I can make that face. See if I can make this guy's face. Where to take my beard? I fed the machine a picture of me. It's like, get that beard off that guy. Give him some double chins. That one's close. It's tough. I feel like that is actually going to look like me when I get older. Although the hairline's not nowhere as good. That's a great hairline he's got. Congrats to him and his hairline. Damn, where the hell's Blood Farts? Was it not meant to be? It looks like the singer of Journey or something. Well, hey, we smashed Elden Ring in 20 streams. It's a lot of work, a lot of long streams. So we're moving on this Sunday. I don't know if we need 1 week buffer, but either this week or next week, we're going to start the 2002 season of Up Late with Rad. And we're going to do 20 streams is impressive. Well, they were long streams, though, Shorty. Most of those streams were 8 hours long. It just felt good to just get in there, you know, get out of my way. Hey, thanks for that, Rage. Sage, happy cake day again. These haircuts are outrageous. Yeah, they're sticking with it. I kept feeding it a Sears catalog Laura. I was like trained only on Sears catalog pictures. Just look angry. I said unimpressed, but the machine's like, I don't know what that means. What does unimpressed mean? Alright, well, we might have to go see Jeff Gerstmann instead. Ah, whatever, right? Still gaining viewers when she's not even there. I don't know how she did it. She pulled it off. I need to hear the band, though. I want to hear the music. We'll hang out. You know, the stream's a little short, so I'll just hang out. If you guys want to hang out, I'll hang out. So 2002 season. Let's see what games are coming up on that season. Looks like episode 1. I'm looking at NBA 2K2. You know, Tiny Michael Keaton and biggest dumper got to get out there and start getting out of their minds. So we'll make some characters for that in Xbox. That might be the first game back, everyone, is NBA 2K2. We'll see what the big difference is from all the other NBA games I played. The games that I want to play on that stream anyways. It may or may not go down as smooth as all that. Twisted Metal Small Brawl on PS1 might be the last chance for us to play a PS1 game. Because there's not a lot of those left. Let's see what else. Blood Farts is back. All right. Dynasty Warriors 3 is another game that I want to play on that one. When I actually got my PS2 Slim out of storage, Dynasty Warriors 3 was the game that was still in there. Let's see. Sonic Adventure Battle on GameCube? That just sounds crazy. I didn't think Nintendo and Sega had already resolved their differences that much. Also on Game Boy Advance. Virtua Golf, I'll see if I can pull that off in arcade, but I don't think that's going to work. Martial Masters in arcade. Golden Tee 2002 in arcade. Arcade games in 2002 are going to be a hard sell. Eternal Darkness. We might finally get going on Eternal Darkness. I might do a deep dive on that one. That might be the deepest one. Sega GT 2002. And do you know why I want to play that game, everyone? Because this is a song from that game. 2002 Sega racing game that had this song. Where is it? It's in my pump-up jams. Endings. Pump-up jams. Sega was completely out of their frickin' mind. So we definitely want to play that game. Kelly Slater's Pro Surfer on PlayStation 2. We got Amped on Xbox, Amped Freestyle Snowboarding. We've played about 30 snowboarding games in our life on that stream. We also want to load up ESPN Winter Games Snowboarding. PS2, Game Boy Advance, and Xbox versions. FIFA 2002, maybe Tiny Dumper can get out there. Biggest Dumper and Tiny Michael Keaton. NASCAR Heat, Knockout Kings, and Guitaru Man. Those are all the ones that I thought looked good. There's, of course, about 50 games that I'm looking at, but those are the ones that kind of stood out to me for that episode. And then we'll talk about the movies and music that came out that month as well. All right. Now, Blood Farts is back. He's about to show us how to smash this Diablo 4. I don't think I've ever seen any footage from this game, so I will actually stick around and watch a bit of that. Let's do it. Let's do it today. Bam. Raid engaged. What's the song? This is a Sega racing game from 2002. This guy loves this soundtrack. was more concerned than anything. All right. Sega had their crap together. Yeah, Sega was the last bastion for like unabashed Japan style Japan. Nintendo was trying to do it for a while, but they had too many fans they had to appease. Sega Japan was just like, let's go. Get that slap bass in here. They were the last one standing in guitar solos too. Everyone in the West fricked off with guitar solos. That's all we did in the 80s. And then they said, oh, grunge, we don't want a single solo ever again. Even though Nirvana had some solos, some stinky little ones. Not rippers like Japan was like, rip them up. More guitar solos. All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. Let's go see Blood Farts, new friend of the show. And let's see how to play some Diablo 4. Thanks for watching, everyone. Ratty Boy in the morning.
It's Ratty Boy in the morning, signing off.